All right, ESPN has chimed in saying Georgia can't win three national championships in a row as something that they're calling a spring overreaction. Here's what Mark Schlabach, our old friend Mark Schlabach, had to say about it. He said, reality check, until somebody knocks off the dogs in the SEC, they will be among the favorites to win the national championship every season. Smart and his staff has stockpiled so much talent in Georgia. Blah, 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 blah. He said they won't play Alabama, LSU, or Mississippi State during conference play, but Georgia will be heavy favorites in every game going into a November 18th showdown at Neyland Stadium. Matt.
Yeah, I thought you said the Neyland Stadium part to me specifically there, but
Oh no, actually I should have though.
okay.
Yeah, I should have.
Yes. Um, the repeat is very much possible. I think we've said that for a few weeks now, and a lot of it's because of the schedule. A lot of it is the guys they have returning both on the offense and the defensive line. An experienced quarterback, but not really. He's been in the program for 4 years, so he understands his role, what he's supposed to be doing. First year starter, capable running backs, plenty of weapons on the outside, a lot of young, talented defenders, and yeah, it should look like 2021 a little bit, where they're beating a lot of teams' brains in. We see a lot of backups until we do go to Knoxville, but I just don't see any of the other major programs, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan. I don't think they're better than Georgia right now, top to bottom. So I do think Georgia should be number one. And I think if I were in Vegas, if I were a big FanDuel guy, I would put my money Georgia winning their third consecutive national championship. I mean, am I wrong, Ryan? Am I crazy?
No, it's not. You're saying ESPN said it was impossible?
So we're going to go through this. They're saying
don't let them hear that stuff.
This
don't
is
let them hear all.
well. They're
all
going
the
to take.
stuff.
They're going to take
Now
whatever.
it's real. Now it's real.
Right. They're going to take whatever we say on here and use it after a while. Although Nolan Smith's not there anymore to continue with this propaganda. ESPN's saying, "Hey, these are overreactions. These are things that people are saying now that are not necessarily true. And this is a double negative. Georgia can't win three national championships in a row. You go ahead and talk about that, and then we're going to talk about some of the other things that ESPN had in this one.
Yeah, I mean they definitely can. I think we know a lot about the guys on this team, but you look across the board. I personally don't think Alabama's going to make the playoff. I feel pretty good about that prediction. I think LSU is going to win the West again.
Okay.
But Ohio State, I don't know. I feel like I have to see it with the new guy. I do think they have the best player in college football in Marvin Harrison Jr. on that side of the field, and
he's better than Bowers.
Well for them.
We can have that discussion some other time.
Yeah,
keep going.
I feel like that's a different topic, but I think Michigan. It's go time for Michigan more so than it's ever been. I think this season. You're returning you're probably returning the most, I think, of just key contributors. You're returning your starting quarterback. You're returning your starting running back, who was in Heisman conversation for a couple of weeks there. They're returning a lot of people. So I just don't think there are that many championship caliber teams across the board. When I'm looking at them and comparing them to Georgia, I still think their roster is better than everyone else's.
I do wonder if Utah will be the team that comes out of the Pac-12. But yeah, I know.
Is Cam Rising still there?
Yeah,
the quarterback.
That's the number one reason. That coach is excellent, by the way. Hey, listen, pick up Double Dogs today. Here's how. You can get it for free. 5 of you can if you are signing up for the newsletter. It's down below. This was hand typed. Someone took their fingers and hand typed it, Matt.
With me, it would have taken me weeks.
Some people get that, some people don't. You can get. You're going to be eligible for that if you get.
I still type with 2 fingers. It's not my problem.
I didn't mean it that way. I was pointing at the link,
okay.
But
it's the Forsyth County education system.
Forsyth.
At least you said it right. Yeah.
It's Forsyth. It's Forsyth.
No. Forsyth.
Oh my God. You're getting a hockey team up there too. If you get the it's gonna be in Dahlonega actually by the time everybody's done with this thing. Anyway, you can get the link. The link's down below. That's the only link that's down there. Is sign up for the newsletter. There's no obligation. Yada yada yada. I did want to say one thing that was going on here, Ryan. Alabama will return to the college football playoff is one of the things that ESPN talks about. This is Chris Lowe, who says, yes, it's obvious. It's the obvious question is quarterback. It's a fair one. If the Clemson Tide can't win the national championship with Bryce Young, is it really expect them to do it with these other two guys or three guys? He goes on to say it also helps that just about all of Alabama's toughest opponents, LSU, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Texas, have to visit Bryant-Denny in 2023, so probably best not to sleep on the Tide. Let me keep going, and then someone can jump in when we get done. Colorado will compete in the Pac-12. Remember, these are overreactions. Someone who I do not know says, reality check, taking away the 2020 season, 2020 for the obvious season, Colorado's second best record in the Pac-12 since joining the conference was 3-6. Let's pump the brakes and watch an actual game before expecting someone who has never coached the SPF level try and win games against several proven commodities. Yikes. They go on to say, here's an overreaction. Arch Manning can't contribute this year. Reality check. Manning was often playing with the backups and several other freshmen. I'm going to say that's not necessarily an overreaction, but anyway. Washington will win the Pac-12 is an overreaction. The Clemson offense isn't fixed. Andrea Adelson, who covers the ACC for ESPN, says there's no reason to read how Clemson looked on offense, talking about their spring game, and think it's doomsday all over again. Clemson played without several key players, including Will Shipley, 3 starters on the offensive line, and receivers Bo Collins and Adam Randall. Defenses tend to be ahead of offenses in spring games, and that's the case here. That's especially true as Klubnik and his teammates adjust to a new scheme. Plus, Riley, the offensive coordinator, wasn't going to give anything away for opponents, yada, yada, yada. One spring performance should not damper enthusiasm for 23, where I talked about Georgia. Sam Hartman will struggle at Notre Dame. UCLA, who no one cares about. Just where do you want to pick there, Matt? Arch Manning, Colorado, Washington, or Clemson?
For Clemson, we can talk about Clemson. I know you know that program very well. I have a multiple close buddies who are big Clemson fans, and they're a little skeptical on the offense. And I know they have a 5-star coming in, but I've always said if Cade Klubnik's not the guy, that they still might be in big trouble. They've got plenty of talented defenders. Barrett Carter, kid from North Gwinnett that Georgia recruited. Love him. He's going to be a first-round pick
Their
next year.
defense is legit.
Yeah, there's still – I think Florida State could still give them some trouble. That's a game that I'm really looking forward to watching. I think Washington could be better than people realize. I still don't think USC has put together a defense, so I think they still have question marks. Utah, like we said in another video, they're a very well-run program. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with as well. Texas, put $1 in the jar. We're not talking about Texas until they're relevant, I think. Same with A&M. They don't matter. That's their fault. That's not our fault.
Right.
So they don't matter. There's no point in talking about it. Quinn Ewers, I keep seeing mock drafts about this kid being a top 15 pick, and he's just not it. He's this year's Will Levis, I think. Yeah. I mean, a lot of talent, can throw it really far.
Wow.
No, he's right,
He's not
man.
ready. He's not ready. That backup played better than he did and Arch Manning at Texas. So I don't know if they've got a quarterback controversy or what, but I don't think Quinn Ewers should be the guy right now. But we'll see. Is Tennessee going to be as good as they were last year? I think they might take a step backwards. Is Florida going to get it together? Doesn't look like it. They could be even worse than they were last year. We'll see how long it takes Hugh Freeze at Auburn. Ryan's team, LSU, could they win the West again? I think that's possible. I like that take. And we talked about South Carolina too. So a lot of programs that I'm just looking forward to see. Will they take a step forward or will they take a step backwards? And I think a lot of teams could do either one.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go from there. You just read a whole article to us, and you just went through the whole.
No, I mean that's what Dog Post is about. You know, we're trying to give the people what they want.
Guys. Yeah. I gotta see it from Texas before I kind of jump on that train. I think you're maybe a little harsh about you were comparing it.
He was supposed to be Trevor Lawrence.
Who is better, the quarterback at Clemson or the quarterback at Texas?
Starters, Klubnik and Ewers.
Yes, the starters.
I would pick Ewers at this point.
I would pick Ewers right now, but I like
okay.
potential.
Right.
I was talking to a Clemson guy the other day, and he wasn't really super excited about Klubnik.
Did y'all watch that game? So unfortunately, I have TiVo at my house. I know most people don't have cable, but anyway, and it just records spring games incessantly, and so I punched in Clemson. That was not. I understand why people are panicking. I have not watched South Carolina yet, but I got to see Clemson, like Michigan, like a lot of it, and Florida and Clemson were the most disturbing as a fan base, I think. And Clemson not even close to Florida, but well, I don't know though. It wasn't good. Did you watch it, Matt?
I watched Florida, and that was awful. That was
was
terrible. I did not see Clemson.
That was the worst.
But
Clemson
he definitely played like a freshman in the Orange Bowl against Tennessee. He made a lot of mistakes, and you're thinking, quarterbacks do most of the time make a big adjustment from year 1 to year 2, and he needs to make that adjustment, I think.
But yours did not, Ryan.
I mean, he got hurt too, though. Like I do want to. I think Ewers has got it a little bit, so I want to see it. And maybe he trots out there this year and just doesn't have it. But
let me just say
this. Look, man, that Alabama game. Alabama. I feel strongly Alabama does not win that game if Ewers stays on the field the whole time. So if he's what he was, at least for like a quarter and a half of that, I mean, it was pretty good. He was slicing them up.
Why do you not have Bama win in the West? LSU or because of Bama?
Both. I mean, look, we've seen Alabama get it done with quarterbacks that aren't amazing, like Jake Coker, Blake Sims, all that. But if it is Jalen Milroe and it feels like it's Jalen Milroe, I think we just watched enough of it.
I do not think it will be
him. It's not too. You think it'll be the Ty Simpson kid?
I think it'll be Simpson or the quarterback from Notre Dame. That's what I don't know. I have intel on that part. But
okay.
We'll just see.
I mean, maybe that changes it because I don't know as much about the other guys. But who? Oh, what about the Notre Dame kid? You think it'll be him?
Well, I thought
he's all right.
I thought it would be Simpson, and now I think it's going to be the Notre Dame guy. But if the Notre Dame guy was not there, it would have been Simpson. No, nobody over there felt like it would have been Milrose. Nobody. They're just not. They're just not where they.
Look, man, they're just even. It's not
that we're having this discussion is not great.
Yeah, like I don't think this wide receiver room is that great. I mean, Jermaine Burton and Ja'Cory Brooks they're good. They're not Jameson Williams or any of the guys from like the last 8 years. So I just don't think they're like their two best players they're just cornerstones for a couple of years and a big reason why they were so successful gone.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know that they have anyone that's just an absolute game wrecker. I think obviously they had a really good freshman class, but how often does a freshman class really take you? I just don't think they're going to be amazing this year, and that's fine. I don't think he's done. I think that Alabama probably wins another national championship, but I don't think it's this year.